Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Eileen from Eileen Goes Lean. I'm not sure about this angle that I'm holding the camera, but I'm gonna go forward with this video. I've already tried recording it 3 times. Today is January 31st, 2017, and I am 1 week post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Yay! I had my surgery last Tuesday, January 24th, and 7 days post-op or 1 week post-op, and I am very excited. Just to jump into some stats, I'm not prepared to reveal my actual numbers weight yet, but just to jump into some stats, I was at my all-time high on Halloween last year, and between Halloween and day of surgery, I lost 37.2 pounds. And by following, just trying to watch what I was eating, and then moving into the pre-op diet about 3 weeks prior to surgery. And my pre-op diet was 2 or 3 shakes a day and 1 light meal. So I did that for about 3 weeks before, and then actually for close to a week before, I just went on to the shakes. My choice, just my choice. Anyway, and then since day of surgery till today, I have lost 6.8 pounds in my first week. So that brings my grand total to 44 pounds lost, which is unbelievably awesome, and I'm very excited. So 1 week post-op, what am I thinking? Well, what I'm thinking is that this was not as bad as I expected. I expected it to be a lot worse than it was. So my experience at the hospital, which was Roger Williams Medical Center in Providence, Rhode Island, experience at the hospital was great. The staff was great. The doctors are awesome. My doctor's awesome, and his team is great. Very good experience at the hospital. I remember waking up in recovery and them giving me ice chips, which was great. I moved into my room, and it was told to drink water. If I could drink 4 cups, styrofoam cups of water, then I could move on to shakes. I actually, from the afternoon when I got into my room until the next morning, I was able to do 3 hospital pitchers of water, which was great. I was very lucky. I never experienced any nausea, no nausea whatsoever. And then I moved on to shakes, and since the day after surgery, I've been having 3 shakes a day. Not sure about what my water intake was in the hospital because it was the hospital pitchers, and I'm not sure how. I don't know how many ounces those hold, but since I've been home, I've been able to do 3 Premier Protein shakes a day and 64 ounces of water every day. I won't say the water comes easy. I'm working at it, but I am getting 64 ounces in. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I got in 80 ounces. So not even sure how I did that, but I did. So it is, it's all good. I would say that the only pain meds I took were at the hospital right after I got into my room. Immediately after recovery into my room, I had some morphine. Other than that, I never really felt the need to have any other pain meds, so I'm very grateful for that. And I've spent the last week just kind of taking care of myself, making sure I'm eating right, resting, and doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. So I'm looking forward to the next I'm looking forward to the next week. For the next week, I remain on liquids. I see the doctor for my first pre-op visit on Friday. I'm excited about that to see how my incisions are doing. And again, they feel fine. Watching other people's videos, I have seen lots of horror stories about allergies to glue and whatnot. I didn't have any glue. I have steri strips over my stitches, which are on the inside, and really I don't have any problem. They're not bothering me at all. The one incision that's the biggest one, that is, that's a better shadow. The one incision that's the biggest one, where the stomach is actually removed, that one is still a little bit sore. Can I say I'm in pain? No, I really can't. There's a little something when I get up and down. And then I would say overall, my whole digestive tract, I would say, as my food, which is my shakes and water, as those get into my stomach, I can sort of feel them sliding down my esophagus, and then as they enter my stomach, I sort of get a contraction in my stomach, but I can't say that it's pain. It's more like a contraction. It's more like something, but it's not really pain. So I'm feeling really good. I would say I'm still, tired, but again, 1 week post-op, I wouldn't expect anything less. And yeah, so I'm very excited to move on to one more week of liquids, and then we move on to some soft foods. And I'm very excited and really looking forward to what the future holds. I would say that anybody that has the surgery kind of goes back and forth with, you know, what have I done? Did I really do this? What's going on? And as I reflect upon what I have done to lose weight throughout my life, this was absolutely the right decision, because this is going to just keep me in check. I would say over the last week, actually, one thing to point out, and I haven't really heard this from other people, is I actually am hungry. Right this minute I'm not hungry, but there are periods throughout the day where I'm hungry. And where, between all the food commercials on TV and others eating around me, yeah, I'm hungry. But I know that this is what I have to do. And I have to say that one thing to my credit is that I'm typically disciplined when I have a mission. I guess we'll call this a mission. But I've been through so much to have the surgery. It was about a 6-month process to get there, and, fighting tooth and nail with everything that had to be done, all the appointments, all the pre-screening, all the insurance stuff, and all of that stuff. So to finally get to the point where actually having surgery, I will follow the protocol to the letter. And, one thing that they said when I was leaving the hospital was that I was a very compliant patient, and I plan to stay compliant and do exactly what they say. And I feel like that will give me a great outcome. And I know I have to really commend my doctor and his team, because again, I didn't have any nausea. And again, I don't know if that's me or if it's the patch behind my ear or the anti-nausea medication they gave me at the hospital, but I haven't had any nausea, haven't had any problem with anything like that. And it's been all good. It's been a very positive experience. So I want to keep it a positive experience. I want to keep moving in the right direction towards my new healthy self. And it's all good. So I say to all of you, thanks for tuning in. And I'll be back again next week with another update, and peace and love to all.